Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Nikki. You can follow me on Instagram at Nikki_Layla, and my YouTube channel is called This is Nikki. So welcome. So today's video is also going to be a sit-down video, but it's going to be a little bit different from other videos. So this is going to be more on the professional side. So as you guys can tell from the title, this video is going to be a little bit more about my professional background and also a little emphasis on how to become an ESL teacher, with me also giving details as to how I became an ESL teacher. So I have been an ESL teacher for 2 years and I'm loving it. But I would like to start with what sparked my interest. So if we rewind to about 5 years ago, so it was my last year in college, and I was studying abroad in Sierra Leone, which is located in West Africa. And long story short, I was doing an internship. So part of my internship included teaching an adult literacy program, which was something that I actually wasn't aware at the beginning of the program. It wasn't something that I knew until I got on site. And I remember when they told me, I was like, I've never taught before, and I don't know if I feel comfortable doing this. Because at that point, I never thought about teaching as a career, not even for fun. It was just never on my radar. I just always thought I was a little bit too impatient to do something like teaching. And I remember my on-site director at that point was, encouraging me and trying to, calm me down because I really didn't want to do it. And she's like, don't worry, you got this. You're naturally good with people. It's not that big of a deal. These people are just going to be happy to see someone from the US who has, very positive attitude, and you be great. So I remember walking into the classroom. It was about 20 of them, and the age ranged from about 22 to 50. I remember being nervous at first because I literally had a student, like when I say adult literacy class, there was one student that didn't even know how to hold a pen. And that just kind of humbled me, And I remember it being really hard at first, but then I remember it being really fun later. Like it was like a really good challenge that I looked forward to doing every day. So I would say that's when the interest in teaching started. So anyway, fast forward to me leaving Sierra Leone, coming back and graduating from college, and I didn't think about teaching for a while. So actually right after I graduated college, I became a flight attendant for United Airlines Express. And my plan was to do that for about 2 years, but I would say about 3 months into it, I realized I was like, this ain't for me. It just isn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved that I had that experience and I was able to travel to countries for like $30, $20. But early into it, I just realized this wasn't for me. So I think, about after a year, I quit and I got a job as an executive receptionist at a French corporate bank in Midtown, New York. So I packed my things from Jersey and I moved to New York. So a year and a half into that, like working at the bank, I was just like, this isn't really for me. I mean, I knew going into it, it wasn't something I was going to do long term. So then I started thinking about, becoming a teacher again. So that came up in my head again. And I was like, oh, I should really look into this. So then that's when I started researching about being an ESL teacher and the different certificate. So researching, there are so many acronyms that were being thrown out there. So the next part of this video is basically going to be me breaking it down about the different acronyms and the different certificates and the subtle differences between them. So like I said, acronyms: ESL, TOEFL, TESOL without an O, TESOL with an O, CELTA. So these were all acronyms that were being thrown out there when I was researching on the internet, and I remember just being hella confused, and I just wish I had someone who broke it down easier for me. I mean, eventually I figured it out, but it would have been, less complicated if someone broke it down. So first, let's start with ESL. So ESL stands for English as a Second Language. And sorry guys, if I'm looking down, it's just some notes that I took to kind of keep me on track. English as a second language. So that is what the whole industry is usually referred to as, like the career path. Like, I'm going into the ESL industry. The ESL industry is doing great. So that's what ESL stands for. And then you have TOEFL, TESOL with an O, TESOL without an O, and CELTA. So these are all the different certifications for this career. All right. So let's go into what each of them stands for. So TOEFL stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. TESOL with an O stands for Teaching of English to Speakers of Other Languages. And TESOL without an O stands for Teaching English as a Second Language. And CELTA stands for Certificate in English Language Teaching to Adults. So let's go over the first three. So TOEFL, TESOL, and TESOL, both with an O and without an O, are usually all used interchangeably to refer to any certification program, even though there's some subtle differences between them. But usually people will be like, oh yeah, I got my TOEFL program from this school. I have my TESOL program. Yes, I'm qualified. I got, they use them interchangeably just to refer to any certificate program, which they are certificate programs. And then CELTA is a specific certificate program that is sponsored by Cambridge University, which is the certificate that I got. So now we're going to break it down into two. So we have TOEFL, TESOL without an O, and CELTA. And then we have TESOL with an O over here. So these three over here are all certificate programs. But the similarities between them is that it doesn't require any specific degree. So people from all different kinds of backgrounds could get this certificate. You could be a firefighter who just retired. You could be a stay-at-home mom who just wants something different. Shoot, you could be a stripper and you just want to, I'm dead ass, like seriously, anyone could get this certificate. So, and usually it's a quick certificate that people get to go teach abroad, because a lot of jobs now abroad, Asia, Middle East, anywhere would require a certificate now. Most of them, I would say like 95% of them, probably even more. And then TESOL program is a little bit different because this is more of a degree program, right? So they have undergraduate and graduate programs for TESOL. Majority of the programs are at the graduate level though. So usually people that get this degree programs, it requires you to have some kind of state teaching license also, or specific training. So these are for the people who are looking to go into the K through 12 setting. So teaching from kindergarten to 12th grade. So like I said, I got CELTA. So let's talk about the difference between CELTA and then TOEFL and TESOL. So when I was researching for TOEFL and TESOL, there are hell of a lot of programs out there, like just so many. And I remember just getting overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, which one do I take? Like not only in the US, but even across the globe. There's so many options of programs with that. And CELTA is just one of it. So I ended up going with CELTA just because first it was nationally recognized, and also it just seemed like a sure and safe bet. Like I had no questions about it being credible. There are so many good reviews about it, and that was just easier for me. Whereas, like I said, the TOEFL and TESOL, there were just so many options and I got overwhelmed and like which one is real and which one is good. And in order for a program like a ESL certificate to be a valid program, you need to have at least 100 hours of class or more, and also at least 6 hours of teaching practice in person with real ESL students. And when I say real ESL students, not you teaching someone that already knows English and they acting like they don't know English. No, that is not going to be considered valid by any, school or program that wants to hire you as an ESL teacher. So you want to make sure of that when you're looking at the TOEFL and TESOL program. So like I said, the pros for CELTA was that it was nationally recognized and it was just for sure. It was valid. There was only one of it. But let's talk about the cons for CELTA. It is pricey. It is probably the priciest certificate out there, more than the TOEFL and the TESOL. So the CELTA could range from about $1,500 for $4,000. Yeah. And another con was that it's only geared towards teaching adults. So if you're someone who's interested in teacher training for kids also, you're better off with one of the TOEFL or the TESOL programs. So let's go back to the TOEFL and TESOL program. So the positive is that it is cheaper compared to CELTA. Like legit, you can find a program that ranges from $500 to like $1,200. But like I said, make sure it is valid. They got 100 or more hours class time and 6 hours teaching real ESL students. You want to make sure of that. But also, like I said, it has teacher training for kids and adults. So it like makes you more marketable as a teacher when you have both. But also what's important with these programs is that sometimes some of this program have a more in-depth job placement service, which is something CELTA doesn't have. CELTA does, have a website where they put up like job ads and job positions across the world. But there's no job placement service like some of this TESOL or TOEFL program have. So, that's a positive for that. So anyways, I took the CELTA in 2017. So the CELTA has a full-time and a part-time program. So the full-time program is for 4 weeks and is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah, when they say full-time, they weren't playing. And that's an intense program. I know it's an intense program because I took the part-time and I thought that was a little bit intense. So I can't even imagine what the full-time program is like. And then the the part-time program is usually twice a week, like during the weekday, 2 days during the weekday and a Saturday. So you have the option between Monday, Wednesday, and a Saturday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and a Saturday. So I did the Tuesday, Thursday, and a Saturday. So the Tuesday, Thursday is from 6 to 9:30, and so is the Monday, Wednesday, 6 to 9:30. So basically any of the weekday classes are 6 to 9:30. And then the Saturday is 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So that was perfect for me. And obviously they did that for people who were working, because I would work at the bank from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then I had classes Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9:30 and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And again, the part-time class lasts for 3 months, about 3 months. So I started in August 2017 and I was done October 2017. I remember being so excited when I was done. I rewarded myself and me and my sister went on a trip to Denmark. But anyways, I got that in 2017. By 2018, following April, I quit my job at the bank and then I started teaching basically full time as an ESL teacher. And it was great. It was it's still great. It's still lovely because that's still my profession. But it's been an awesome 2 years. Like I've had experiences with teaching beginner level, lower level, advanced classes, TED Talk based classes. I love those classes. Also skills classes, listening and conversation. That's my jam. And reading and vocab. So yeah, that's kind of been my experience. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. Please go ahead and like, comment. Yeah, if you have more questions about this industry or teaching abroad and all of that, please leave a comment below. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, and thanks for watching. Bye.